"13 bizarre but great werewolf movies that went underappreciated." Although one can argue that werewolves are as cool as vampires or zombies, maybe even cooler, they don't seem to get as much attention as the others. The reason for this is the designs and special effects required to construct a decent werewolf on screen. Throwing a pair of plastic teeth and painting their skin won't help in creating believable creatures. Therefore, due to the cost and high effort of making high-quality werewolves in movies, they aren't seen in a lot compared to their paranormal brethren. However, due to modern-day CGI animation flourishing, it has been easier to animate these creatures and their transformation. This has given rise to a number of great werewolf movies being created that went unnoticed. This video will shed light on some of them that no one must miss.
Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Where? 2013. Claire Porter is the only survivor after her family is brutally slaughtered one night while camping in the woods. Claire, who is extremely wounded, claims that she saw a strong man eating her husband and son.
He was eating my boy alive.
Due to these accusations, Talon Gwynnick, an eremite who lives in the woods, is arrested for murdering Claire's family. Kate Moore is a defense attorney who has been assigned to Talon's case. She brings an animal expert, Dr. Gavin Fleming, to the station with her to interview Talon. During the interrogation, things get out of hand, and Talon violently scratches Gavin. After this incident, Kate and her partner visit Talon's mother in the woods, where they learn the truth about a rare genetic disease that Talon is suffering from.
He can't move, can't even get out of bed for days sometimes.
William Brent Ball's Where uses a clever technique of combining a storyline with judicial procedures and werewolf lore to enhance the film's excitement. The movie uses the traditional Wolfman-style werewolf shown with some neat special effects instead of making the protagonist undergo a complete transformation. Its atmosphere is primarily dark with a serious tone as viewers are taken through a roller coaster ride of twists and turns. Thanks to Alejandro Martinez's breathtaking cinematography, we are both mesmerized and intimidated by the darkness around the characters. Moreover, it makes us feel like we're right there with them. Although some critics claim that Brent Ball took a slightly amateur approach to Where, he handles its action sequences with utmost finesse. This is done via clever camera techniques and unique direction. Finally, with the cast delivering some outstanding performances, the audience has enough to get them going for 93 minutes and still catch an unexpected twist in the end. This leaves them guessing about what happens next and speculating whether Where will ever have a sequel. Howling 2. Your Sister is a Werewolf, 1985. Ben White is a journalist, Karen White's brother. After she faces an untimely and horrifying demise, Ben is approached by Stefan Kraskow, a mysterious gentleman who claims that Karen was a werewolf.
This type of bullet, Mr. White, means your sister is a werewolf.
After Ben and Stefan learn a shocking truth, they travel to Transylvania to battle Sturba, an immortal werewolf queen, before she can restore all her powers and wreak havoc on humanity. Director Philippe Moreau adds an unconventional flavor of fantasy into the werewolf horror film. It has an intriguing plot and award-winning special effects that certainly woo the audience. Although it has a handful of cheesy transformations, it displays breathtaking cinematography and a fairy tale-like storyline. Horror veteran Christopher Lee gives an outstanding performance with his shifts from Count Dracula into the werewolf genre. Its dim lighting invokes an eerie atmosphere, which complements the brisk pace. Howling 2 is appreciated for its flashbacks that make the storyline easier to understand and all the more enjoyable. Philippe draws an absurd yet entertaining picture of lycanthropes with cheesy dialogue set in an explorative old-world setting. This makes a movie worth a watch. Chronicles of a Ghostly Tribe, 2015. In 1979, near the borders of Mongolia, a research team discovers large fossils of unknown creatures on the mountains. Suddenly, a massive explosion out of the blue leads the team to fall into the mountain floor, leaving few survivors. These survivors discover a mythical cyclopean temple where a portal to another dimension opens up. Through this portal arrives a group of ferocious, ghastly beasts that kill all but one of them, Howl. Several years later, Howl is living in New York City. He studies demonology and works as a librarian, but continues seeking answers to what happened on that day in 1979. He is unaware that there are a handful of strange things occurring around the world that might be connected to what happened. Chronicles of a Ghostly Tribe, directed by Lu Chuang, starts on an intriguing note by delivering a backstory that is just as thrilling as the movie's main plot. This film, based on the Chinese fantasy novel Ghost Blows Out the Light by Zhang Muye, delivers the story at a grateful pace so that the viewers can absorb every second of the horror while watching. The ferocious beasts are created impressively via good CGI animation, with the grittiness complementing the monster's thrilling presence in various locations. Viewers appreciate that Chronicles of a Ghostly Tribe is a simple monster movie laden with historical context, suspense, and the protagonist's trauma. Lu Chuang convincingly creates a fascinating historical/mythical tale about China while subtly incorporating gigantic beasts into it. Howl 2015. Joe Griffin is a train guard who is forced to take an overnight shift on the Alpha Trax train. The train leaves only at midnight, since the guard who is usually on this shift is out sick. After nearly derailing because of hitting a deer, the driver looks into the situation, but is unfortunately attacked by a werewolf that kills him. The passengers of the train, who are unaware of the situation, get angry as the emergency team is unable to reach the area. Soon, one thing leads to another, and all the passengers find themselves having to survive against the ferocious werewolf until the morning. Paul Hyatt's Howl is a straightforward werewolf tale with a simple storyline. Viewers were impressed because the movie was executed very humbly and did not go out of its way to portray an over-the-top story about werewolves that would make it lose its thrilling, scary essence. Despite being low budget, the movie's special effects were extremely convincing and provided an authentic spin to the werewolf, making it a decent creature feature. The storyline is filled with suspense, and as the passengers wrap their heads around the occurrence of the night, the viewers see the tension building up. The werewolf's eerie atmosphere, along with the dark, dingy cinematography of the woods, will keep you hooked for a good 89 minutes, as the mood remains consistently creepy. Although Paul Hyatt provides no origin story for the creature, the older man being aware of the mythical legends leaves it open for interpretation. Overall, Hyatt has created a surprisingly intriguing movie on a low budget with a simple story that does not blow anything out of proportion, but keeps viewers on the edge of their seats nonetheless. The Beast Must Die, 1974. Tom Newcliffe is a millionaire and skilled hunter who invites 6 guests to his estate in the countryside. Here, he has installed several video cameras and a security system. He invites them all to stay for the weekend. During their stay, they undergo various tests to determine which one of them is a werewolf. To truly determine this, a number of events must occur at once. There must be a full moon and the presence of wolfbane pollen.
A man who by the light of the full moon turns into a savage and ravening beast.
Soon, as a werewolf begins engaging in murders, Tom becomes even more agitated and eager to find out who the culprit is. Most people are unaware that Paul Arnett's The Beast Must Die was created by Amicus, a British horror production house, to compete with AIP Studios, who had just released Blackula. The movie is filled with atmospheric chills as the tension builds around the 6 guests, leaving viewers guessing who the werewolf is at every subsequent scene. Being a classic of the 70s, viewers must go into it expecting a few hilarious scenes and overwhelming dialogue. Moreover, The Beast Must Die interestingly breaks the fourth wall by engaging the audience in the mystery. This makes the film thought-provoking whilst blending in horror, mystery, and blaxploitation elements. Despite its serious objective, the story contains quite a bit of humor and, of course, hilarious 70s practical effects. Although the main beast is a big scary werewolf, it doesn't look all that scary, as Arnett clearly spent the low budget on the movie's other aspects. Nevertheless, it is a werewolf gem to be appreciated, as it has created a thrilling and entertaining evening with friends.
Shut the fuck up!
Wolf Cop, 2014. Lou Garrow is an alcoholic cop who stays in Woodhaven, a small community. Most of his time is spent either sleeping, working, or drinking at a bar. One day, his friend Willie Higgins complains of occult activity in the area, and Garrow is sent to investigate. After initially dismissing the complaints as heavy metal fans, Garrow returns to discover that the occultists plan to perform a ritual sacrifice on an upcoming politician. However, things take a turn, and Garrow is knocked out only to wake up the next day with no memory of how he got there. Soon, he discovers the shocking truth that he has been transformed into a werewolf. Wolf Cop is a horror comedy directed by Lowell Dean, presenting viewers with a gory, thrilling atmosphere and in-camera special effects. The movie serves as an exploitation homage with retro 80s background music consisting of the synth. Despite being created in the 21st century, it turns out to be an extremely entertaining creature feature that makes viewers reminisce of the 80s in more ways than one. Dean goes old school and uses purely practical effects to portray the transformation instead of a CGI animation. Viewers are able to witness the nasty, slimy turning of the werewolf's makeup. Dean and his team take care of every intricate detail as they strive to give viewers the best werewolf watching experience they can, combining elements of the occult, bloodshed, thrill, and of course, a little lycanthropic humor. Skinwalkers, 2006. According to the legend of the Navajos, when a boy turns 13, he will overcome the curse of the Skinwalkers. or werewolves.
And if he lives to be 13 years old, there's going to be a red moon, which is a signal to all skinwalkers that the prophecy will be fulfilled at midnight on the day of your 13th birthday.
Timothy is a half-breed boy who lives with his grandmother and human mother under the protection of the Skinwalkers. The entire family has kept the secret from Timothy for 13 years, believing the prophecy that half-breeds can end the curse. A couple of days before his 13th birthday, Timothy is chased by a pack of motorcycle-riding skinwalkers, led by Varric, who finds out about him. It is now up to Timothy's family to protect him. James Isaac's Skinwalkers is an intriguing movie showing its viewers the politics that can exist within rival werewolf gangs. Of course, this isn't the first movie to incorporate this concept, along with a curse that can set werewolves free if broken. Although Skinwalkers contains a mainstream premise, the movie's execution has been done so well that the audience can experience utmost thrills and exhilaration while watching. There is a great ensemble cast consisting of the talented personalities like Elias Cotes, Jason Bear, and Rona Mitra, who display applauding performances. Viewers will be swayed by the movie's cinematography as the scenes are shot in breathtaking locations, especially during the night scenes. The special effects might be a bit tacky, but the plot remains consistent nonetheless. The action sequences are exciting, and the movie is completely self-aware. Jason Isaac is not under the illusion that he can compare Skinwalkers to classics in the past, but it is certainly a modern-day rendition of werewolves worth watching.
Shut up! Shut up! I'm not afraid of you! Say hello to your old man.
Big Bad Wolf, 2006. A group of hunters are attacked by a wild animal in Cameroon. Although Charlie survives, his brother dies. 7 years later, Charlie's nephew Derek takes 4 of his classmates along with his friend Sam to an isolated cabin to party. Things take a deadly turn when a vicious beast attacks the group.
Let's see if you got the knives, kid.
Sam and Derek survive the attack and suspect that Sam's stepfather, Michelle, might be a werewolf. Charlie soon meets the duo, and they begin investigating Michelle to find evidence that he is a werewolf. Although Lance W. Dresden's Big Bad Wolf begins on a mainstream note with teenagers on their way to throw a party, within no time it turns into a thrilling investigation and a werewolf hunt. It contains the basic elements of a teen slasher, such as nudity, sex, blood, and gore. However, other aspects make it appealing, such as humor incorporated within the rising tensions and a retro 80s vibe. Although no Oscar winner, the direction has been executed tastefully and the cast members' performances are remarkable. The details of the story are taken care of with a stylistic camera techniques and visuals. Moreover, clever lighting strategies have been used in several scenes. Admittingly, the special effects are a bit campy, but when something has a retro 80s vibe, then one can't expect the special effects to be any other way. Certain scenes present tongue-in-cheek humor, making the audience smile, while others keep their eyes glued to the screen in anticipation. The dialogues are simple yet effective, enhancing the humorous impact and making Big Bad Wolf a unique movie worth watching.
Hands getting wet yet?
Wolfen, 1981. NYPD cop Dewey Wilson is assigned to solve a string of bizarre and violent murders where the victims appear to have been killed due to animal attacks. However, Wilson soon learns that they are tied to an ancient legend related to werewolf spirits. If you are looking for an unusual werewolf movie, it doesn't get more unique than this. This masterpiece by Michael Wadley isn't considered a werewolf movie by several viewers. Yet, it is an unforgettable gem with an eerie atmosphere, great actors, and ambient music. Its outstanding cinematography presents New York in an unexpectedly grim yet beautiful manner. Although it has several characteristics of the conventional genre, it is unique enough to be placed in its own category. It displays pre-Predator style camera work and groundbreaking visual effects. It is a paragon of tension, suspense, and has a fascinating plot that hooks viewers right from the start. Being an 80s flick, it wouldn't be complete without its share of blood and gore. Overall, the Wolfen are portrayed as terrifying creatures. Wadley puts his unique spin on them by showing the age-old antagonism between them and humans in this thriller. Roma Santa, The Werewolf Hunt, 2004. The discovery of a bunch of mutilated corpses with specific surgical incisions makes way for the legend of the werewolf of Algerith. As an attractive vendor visits several villages on his way, he gets attention from almost every woman he encounters. Although he is charming and intelligent, he is also a monster who everyone must fear. Paco Plaza's Roma Santa, The Werewolf Hunt, is based on a script inspired by true events about Manuel Blanco Roma Santa, the first serial killer documented in Spain. The movie contains a dark moralistic Brothers Grimm vibe, with blood, gore, and terrific transformation scenes. Paco Plaza uses a handful of highly stylistic direction techniques and keeps the movie well-paced as the practical effects blow viewers' minds. The story is one of the many aspects of the film that stands out, since it combines New Age science and folklore when both are very important, and no one knew which one would take precedence over the other. Besides having a scary werewolf, the movie deals with modern-day issues, visible in psychological thrillers, and illustrates them with a twist of history. The performances by the cast are outstanding, and every character is complex in their own way. Plaza deeply explores their motives and mentalities, making the movie a thought-provoking watch for the audience and an underrated gem worth everyone's attention. Strippers vs. Werewolves, 2012. Mickey, a member of a werewolf gang, is accidentally murdered in a strip club. The girls who work there work for Peter Murray. They have until the next full moon before Mickey's bloodthirsty pack comes seeking murderous retribution. Although a werewolf in a strip club has one of the most absurd and unusual premises for a werewolf movie, Jonathan Glendeling created the one with a spin of ironic postmodern humor. Bloodshed, nudity, and decent dialogue are only some of the great aspects. Martin Compston, Bill Murray, and Adele Silva give great performances amidst the spectacular soundtrack. Although the plot is out of the ordinary, it is well structured, coherent, and well paced. And who wouldn't want to see a werewolf in a strip club? It showcases the right comedic timing and uses decent makeup effects and prosthetics. It has excellent cinematography and portrays a timely commentary on contemporary society. Glendening certainly adds his twist by exploring the limits of British satire on this werewolf flick that ultimately makes for a great watch with this hint of self-deprecating humor. Project Metal Beast, 1995. In 1974, a CIA agent named Donald Butler is sent on a mission to an island where he is given the task of investigating a castle. Here, he has a run-in with a werewolf, but kills it using silver bullets. He also extracts some of the werewolf's blood and takes it to DC with him, hoping to create an army of super soldiers. However, when things don't move at the pace he hoped, Donald, out of anger, injects the werewolf blood within his own system. When he transforms into a werewolf, he is shot with silver bullets. Although this doesn't kill him, he is captured and his body is frozen for 2 decades. He is finally awakened by a group of young scientists who are engaged in the creation of synthetic skin. Soon, Donald Butler, the agent turned werewolf, escapes and goes on a killing spree, while the only people left to defend themselves from him are 2 scientists.
What are you doing? Getting rid of them. You can't do that. We need that to protect ourselves with.
Project Metal Beast, directed by Alessandro Di Gaetano, is a forgotten gem from the 90s that viewers often overlook. Its over-the-top special effects present them with quality laughs and entertainment due to its campy vibe. Moreover, Kane Hodder being under the Beast suit attracts significant hype, giving those who wouldn't have watched the movie the excitement to do so. Despite having a low-budget, trashy demeanor, Project Metal Beast is anything but. Its direction, style, and structure are impressive. Even if viewers find the storyline absurd, the movie is oddly down-to-earth, and of course, Barry Bostwick delivers an outstanding performance in the role of the antagonist. The audience often questions why the werewolf genre considered a creature in synthetic skin a unique addition to werewolf lore. To those people, you say, that silver bullets cannot penetrate through that thick exterior, which makes it even more challenging to kill the creature in the movies. Kibakichi, 2003. During Japan's Edo period, a mysterious being wanders in a town run by demons, wearing a cloak made of skin. These demons hide in plain sight as humans so they can interact with other human beings. Although the demons and humans once coexisted peacefully, technological advancements and war resulted in humans nearly wiping out these demons off the face of the earth. Kibakichi is one such demon who is forced to stay and uncovers the secret pact that the demon race has made with the human government. Although everything is peaceful, Kibakichi remembers how not all humans are trustworthy. He is part of an old native werewolf tribe that was betrayed by humanity after they put their faith in them. The opening sequence of Haraguchi Tomo's Kibakichi presents viewers with an old-school sword fight between a lone wanderer and a group of bandits. The atmosphere is mostly gloomy and mysterious, but this is contrasted with the impressive choreography of the thrilling action sequences. Moreover, due to being set during the Edo period, the characters are seen in some kick-ass traditional Japanese costumes. Kibakichi is executed with utmost elegance, as its horror fantasy elements slowly unveil before the audience. It is an enigmatic combination of a samurai movie with werewolves along with a spaghetti western vibe. Despite being a B-movie, Kibakichi's special effects don't make viewers roll on the floor laughing. The film's camera work is outstanding as Hiraguchi captures some epic shots of the beast, especially during the final battle scene, which leaves everyone intrigued. The movie is taken over by some melodrama as the main character's multi-dimensional traits are uncovered. Finally, it sheds light on the issue of racism in Japanese society via the metaphor of contrasting human beings with beasts.
And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.